Hello, guys. Good day. This is Anne of Reinforce Me Club, your fellow positive reinforcer. Today, I am going to talk about how I successfully maintained a healthy weight for over 5 years without being hard on myself. Healthy weight means within the normal BMI. So, I am 4'11 and a half. That's my height. And since 2016, since I started working out, not perfectly, I don't have the best physique in the world, but I've decided to keep my weight between 50 to 51 kilos since 2016. Now I am going to explain to you as best as I can how did I ever manage it with all the imperfections. I am not a perfect person. I'm not even a machine that you would expect me to be like 50 to 51 kilos. Those, that range, weight range is just my standards. My inspiration every time I go out and dine and eat those lovely Asian foods, pizzas, ice cream. I have them all in mind. I do love them. But I never forget my 50 to 51 kilos inspiration for over 5 years. Now, maintaining a stable weight and a healthy relationship with your body is about striking the balance, as well as consistency and self-awareness. Getting to know, uh, your relationship with the food, as well as your habits, even your vices. Now, I got 7 top tips for you on how I was able to maintain it. And I promise you, by the time I finish this top 7 tips, you don't really have to be like me. I'm pretty much sure that you can able to come up on your own. And you can even, try to get some idea from the life lessons that I have learned from having this 50 to 51 kilos standard, my inspiration. Now, the very first thing that I ever did way back in 2016 was to set out a realistic goals and focus on being consistent to it. Consistency means, you know, since I decided to keep my weight, I didn't even uh, come up with 50 to 51 kilos yet. I went down from 55, which is almost over the normal BMI, down to 47. And it didn't took me like a couple of days to do that. It took me couple of months. I'm saying like 4, 5, 6, 8 months of working out down to 47. Because way back that time, before 2016, I was in Saudi Arabia. I worked there. That's why I became sober. So alcohol is totally banned, although, we could still eat ice cream, cakes, and everything. But, due to boredom, boredom was such a blessing in my life way back that time. So I did try to challenge myself. And besides, we have a free gym. We got a pool there. So what am I gonna do? Other than eating, and in spite of being stressed at work, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna challenge myself, which I did. So way back that time, 2016 of January, I weighed myself. I'm like 55 kilos, and I am 4'11. I am almost over the normal BMI. I drank. I don't really know what's the good diet is about. I still feel like I was some kind of a healthy teenager who believes that I can eat anything and do anything I want. So way back that time, yeah, I decided to lose weight from 55 kilos to at least 50 kilos for 3 months. And I have no idea, to be honest, how to do it. All I can see when I go into the gym, the free gym for us, for the employees in the apartment, all I can see is just treadmill. I didn't even know the essence of weightlifting, of other variations of cardio. I don't know. I have no idea about those types of exercises. All I know is jogging, running on a treadmill. And I have few excuses because that was an indoor gym. And whenever there's a storm outside, like a sandstorm or whatever kind of storm is that, I have no excuses. It's an indoor gym. I could just go run in there, and it's just near my accommodation. So yeah, I did cardio. So I started with slow because I was kind of heavy that time, and then I started to increase the speed. And I've decided, oh my gosh, I'm so heavy. Maybe it will help if I try to control my diet. And before I started, controlling my diet, you guys, I have no idea what's the high protein diet, what's the carbohydrate diet. All I know about controlling diet is to eat slowly and don't eat a lot. Eat just enough, the kind of food which is just enough to fill in the tummy. So that's what I thought about. I have no idea about high protein diet, high fat diet, no idea. So I try to limit rice. So I blame it. I blame my weight to rice way back that time because there's no more alcohol. So I tried to lessen rice and I ate a couple of vegetables. Like I feel so healthy now, kind of way. So from 55 to 52 down to 51, I went down slowly. And, I did that within 3 effing months. And it wasn't an easy journey because of the changes of my diet. And it's not easy really to limit rice, to refrain from ice cream. I like a strawberry cheesecake ice cream, which is just, the mall is just in front of my accommodation. I just have to go out and buy the ice cream. Oh my gosh, that was so tempting. But when by the time I realized that I did made it, I lose weight. I lose weight because not only because I want to, but because I was bored. What am I gonna do? Like I'm gonna be stuck in the accommodation for a couple of months and have a month of vacation going back to Philippines. So what am I gonna do? I want to challenge myself more. So it did happen that I reduced weight. So that is some kind of realistic goals. But I have no idea yet that 50 to 51 was my golden weight. My silver lining. And then from March 2016 to from January to March 2016, I did made it. And then beyond that, I felt great. I felt great about myself that I was able to make it. Having this realistic goal and then being consistent about it. Doing such a thing is like I go to the gym on my day off, so maybe 3 to 4 times a week, and it is still happening up to this point. It's already 2024. So from March, so I started the journey from January to March 2016, and then from March beyond, I still continue the diet and the exercise. And from 50 kilos, I went down to 47 kilos, which is still fair enough. It's still in my normal BMI. But I look like sick. I look like, oh my gosh, something happened to you. My friends were asking me, my manager was asking me, are you okay? Because I got my wobble here in my arms, like, oh, and my biceps. It's like, oh my gosh, the fats are just hanging here. And look, when you don't weight lift and you don't eat a lot of protein, your muscles will sag if you don't have the right diet and you just do cardio all the time. I look like a normal runner, the marathon runner, thin like a stick. But, I felt good about that. I went down to 47 and then I realized, oh yeah, maybe I can go back to 48 to 49, we'll see. And then I still, my friends is still were still asking me, are you okay? You don't look great with that. But if your physique, I don't like that. You look, I can't tell. You look terrible. So I decided to move up my standards from 47 kilos, although I feel happy about it because I realized that I was in control of myself. So I'm just going to go up to 48. And then I can still hear people like, concerned about my health. Well, who would not be ever concerned though that, when I landed in Saudi Arabia, I was healthy and then I then ended up losing weight. Okay, everybody could be concerned. Those people who loves you, who care about you would be concerned about that. So I decided to make it 49 to 50 kilos, which is, yes, indeed, it feels good and I don't look like sick. I mean, that's sick. So, yeah, it did happen. But the 49 to 50 kilos for me, I felt like, I felt like I don't have enough food to eat. Like, I'm not in a budget. I can actually afford food. I mean, am I really gonna eat just like this? So I I was able to make it to 49 to 50 kilos, but I mean that is, I didn't like that kind of lifestyle from with that goal of 49 to 50 kilos. So I've decided to maybe I can just go out 50 kilos. Then yeah, I can eat whatever I want. And then since I want to have a freedom for myself, I want to do anything and eat. I mean, eat my favorite foods. It's really about food though. I love food. I live to eat. While other people they actually eat in order to live. But for me, I live in order to eat. So I've decided to make it a range, like 50 to 51 kilos, because I couldn't maintain it perfectly. 50 kilos, because if I keep hitting the 50 kilos, I could go down to 49 to 51. So I just gave myself a range, and it didn't happen in a speed of light. That decision took me a while, for over like almost 2 years, to decide for myself that I just wanted to be the kind of person who is 50 to 51 kilos. And that is my decision, my inspiration, and that helped me become consistent. Not perfectly consistent though. We're just human, we're not robots. So I actually go up to 53 when I eat lechon, adobo, my favorite food. And then when I weigh myself, oh my gosh, I'm 52 kilos, 53 kilos. I need to go back to 50 kilos, 50 to 51. So that's what I'm doing. It's not perfectly 50 to 51, but the silver lining is between 50 to 51. That wherever I go, but I haven't reached, to be honest, I haven't reached 54 kilos, 53 kilos, 53.5, when I just enjoy, have a good time with food. I immediately go back and do my best, going back to 50 to 51. And it wouldn't happen in a speed of light. Once again, it will take me 2, 3, 4 weeks to revise my diet again, because I want to make it a lifestyle, and I don't want to restrict myself right away. I don't want to be hard on myself. I love myself, so we're good together so far. And when you set a realistic goal and decided to focus on it, it's important also to track your progress. And tracking the progress means, since I want to maintain and manage my weight, I have a weighing scale. Weighing scale, it's up to you where you want to put your weighing scale. I put it beside my bed. I weigh myself every time I wake up in the morning, and then see how it goes. So actually, for me, the key to success out of this, this is not the final tip, is to measure your track. And I always, wherever I go, I always have a weighing scale with me. I know that sounds wild, but yeah, I want to track. I want to be with my standards, 50 to 51. So that was my decision, and I commit to it. Now, the second thing that you can do is to balance your diet. Balance diet and don't restrict. So now I'm going to tell you guys, if you just keep restricting yourself, or you're going to lessen your carbohydrates intake, you can also do that. But nutrition wise, in order for your body not to sag like what I was before I look like sick, it's important to feed your body with the right foods. That is why it is called balanced diet, but don't restrict. High protein diet, high fat diet, you can still able to eat whatever you want at a certain fraction, with limits. Once again, you can still able to eat anything you want, but not too much. Balanced diet. You can still eat. I was still able to eat lechon, pizza, ice cream, uh, but I never forget eating eggs. Eggs is the most handy source of protein. Meat, fish, and high protein containing vegetables. So I keep that in mind. And I only happen to know the right diet, which is a year after, maybe 2015, 2016, 2017, when I went back to Philippines for good, from Saudi to Philippines. And I met my gym instructor, who is 71-year-old, and she's still working out, do heavy lifting, and she even put up her own gym at home. So it's never too late for everybody, guys. She told me, look, if you want to look healthy, even though you are at the journey of losing weight, eat high protein food, and you can still eat fat, but the only thing that you can limit are carbohydrates and sugar. But you can still able to eat your favorite halo halo, once again, which is available in Philippines. Halo halo ice cream, your favorite pizza, with limitation, not restriction. You can still eat anything you want at a certain amount. You don't have to eat, you have the chance to eat everything you want, but you don't have to eat them all. So that was her point. Have a taste of everything, but don't eat them all. You don't really have to in order to live. You can just get a bite of it, a fraction, or don't eat too much, because too much of something is bad enough. You have a song. Now, high protein diet. You could even do high fat diet, and there's a diet. I forget how you call the kind of diet, high fat diet, keto diet. But I didn't apply that though, because I don't want to restrict myself a lot. Like, I don't want to be hard on myself, and as to me, that wouldn't be sustainable because I don't like to eat fatty foods. I love meat. Now, yeah, you can still do cheat meals, but not cheat day every day. So cheat meals is different from cheat day, especially the cheat day is every day. All right. So you just have to calculate the right amount of kilocalories that is required for you every day. But as to me, I just need 1,200 to 1,300 kilocalories, and I realized that I don't really have to eat much with that amount. But I still do eat much. But once again, I go back to my inspiration, which is 50 to 51 kilos. And you can even do healthy swaps. If you love dark chocolate, opt for higher cocoa content with less sugar. And you can enjoy pizza with whole grain crust and add veggies to balance it out. Try to be a good person and while eating the bad stuff. Try to balance it out. And you don't have to eat it all. You can eat a portion, a slice, 2 slices, 3 slices, so that it wouldn't be hard for you to go back to your ideal weight. Now, number 3 is find a workout routine you enjoy. So, as to me, yeah, I was able to find a silver lining with working out. Not much on the cardio. I do weight lift because I don't really, I think I personally think it's better to mix a little bit of cardio plus weightlifting, because weightlifting you can still able to burn calories while you're asleep, and cardio you can just burn your calories right away. So I'm not an expert with the diet, or this is just in my own perspective. So you also as for yourself, it's way better to ask a dietitian or make a research for yourself. Just don't be hard on yourself and strike the balance. So before I used to mix up with I used to mix up the weightlifting plus cardio, because I used to go on a gym, the normal gym, which is outside the house, a walking distance. So that's what I did. But at the moment, where I am right now, this is 2024, I have my own exercise area downstairs, and I don't have a treadmill. So I just do weightlifting and look after what I eat. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. And still, I was able to maintain the 50 to 51 kilos. 51.5. And if I go 51.5, that's kind of heavy. Maybe I'll lessen my meal today. And then 51.2, and then 51, and then 50.1. Or maybe I need to eat a little bit more because I am 50.1. So I can eat a little bit more. So I'm telling you, it's not perfectly. It doesn't have to be perfectly done, but it's way better to have a standard to maintain, an agenda before you sit on the table and rock and roll with the food. So, yeah, find a workout routine. It could be brisk walking or simply running or jogging outside, and make sure that it's safe. Otherwise, make it a point to stay active daily. Beyond workouts, stay active in your daily life, like take the stairs, walk more, or engage in physical hobbies like hiking, dancing, or walking on a trail. Sometimes when I feel like, I'm too serious about working out downstairs, I just walk outside. From here to the beach side, it will take me 1 hour back and forth, especially on the sunny days, and it's lovely outside though. I mean that's another way for me to stay active, and you can also do that. Or you could jog around. If you have a bicycle, you can cycle. You know, get some sweat and stay active on your own way. Number 4 is, this is another important thing. Listen to your body. Listen to you feel your food. Have a bit. You can also build a relationship with the food. As to me, whenever I drink milk, when I eat some food, yeah, it makes me bloated. And I was able to come up with the lactose intolerance thing when I finally worked here in Europe. That I have no idea what the heck is lactose intolerance. We don't have much milk in the Philippines. Dairy products, I have no problem about it, but this time, since I worked in EU countries and they have loads of milk products, dairy products, and I started to drink different types of milk and different flavors. Oh my gosh! So I realized that I have lactose intolerance, but I'm still drinking milk. But I got to deal with the downside of that. Otherwise, there are some foods which I feel that it gives me loads of weight. So I try to avoid them, or just eat a little bit. So listen to your body, and don't overdo it. If you feel tired or stressed, you don't have to. If you feel like you really want to rest, don't do exercise. Take some rest. You already have enough exercise from your stress at work or whatever issues that you've gone through. So focus on solving the problem. Or if exercising might can help you, then do exercise, but not necessarily that you have to exercise because you said so. That's your standards. But if you really need to take some rest, then go for it. Overworking or being too strict can lead to burnout, or it could be burnout, or just when you're stressed out, it can even lead you to binge eating. The way. And be mindful with your hunger and cravings. Eat when you're hungry and stop when you're full, even though there's a couple of stuff there on the plates. And I've only learned that here, to be honest, because way back when I was in Philippines, my family wouldn't allow anybody to waste any food. So whatever that is served to you, you have to eat that, regardless of what nutrients you have. But that's all we have. You got to eat that. So that's what happened. That's why we got a little bit of tummy. We're flexing our tummy in the Philippines, but we are just doing our best in order to survive. And yes, it's important to honor your cravings, but don't let them dictate every meal, which is kind of hard and tempting at times. That is why you must have an inspiration, your silver lining weight. As to me, 50 to 51. So I always have that in mind for years and years. Sometimes small serving of what you crave is enough. You don't have to eat everything. You love ice cream, you don't have to eat the entire ball. And the way, and when your body, like as for women though, I have noticed that when I am near on my period, my body starts to accumulate fluid. And I started to have cravings, and I love to eat, even though I still have that inspiration of 50 to 51 kilos. I go beyond, to be honest, go 51.8, 52. And no matter how I try to really go back between 50 to 51, it doesn't work. I just go 51.5, 51.4. But then I've noticed that after my period, zoom, I can lower my weight with just one day. So that's another way of listening to your body for women. For men, they can just do this. They can do whatever they want though. For women, sometimes our hormones are acting up. Sometimes we're moody because our hormones. Sometimes we're craving because our hormones. But yes, indeed, I do understand that. Just don't forget your standards, your ideal weight, ideal BMI. So once again, estimate it's 50 to 51 kilos. Number 5 is it's important to really practice compassion, self-compassion, and enjoy the journey. You don't have to go down to lose your weight right away. And then what are you going to do after that? You have to think of it like a process. Love your body every stage. Even though you could hardly lose weight at the moment for months or two, listen, love your body. Love the process that you're still fighting for your ideal weight. If you ever want to lose weight, whether you're at your goal or whether you're not, appreciate your body for what it can do rather than just how it looks. Love yourself. Don't stress about the occasional weight gain. If your weight goes beyond the ideal range, be kind to yourself. Adjust your diet and workout routine without resorting to extreme measures. So, look, it happens to me, it's over 5 years. It happens to me that I go beyond 51 kilos. Like I go up to 52.5, 50, almost 53, but never 54. Thank God at the moment. Look, I never I'm not even stressed out about that. When I go back to, let's just say 53 kilos, that's 2 kilos, I should say I need to go back to 50 to 51. It will take me 3 to 5 weeks to really change my diet, make some alterations with my lifestyle. I don't go just suddenly fasting. And I realized that I cannot manage fasting. It's not that I'm against it, but I am one of those people who cannot suffer from fasting unless if I have a procedure or surgery. But I cannot do fasting. Please God, 16 hours of no food. Please God. I know you can manage it with sleep. When you do it nighttime. But oh my gosh, the only thing is that I can manage to do small frequent meals, and the snacks and that small frequent meals thing has to be high protein. I just have to pick the right food to eat. Not much of cakes, not much of chocolates, ice cream. I can still do it, but not much. Now celebrate also your non-scale victories, like how strong you feel, how your clothes fit. Oh my gosh, I'm almost there. When you try to lose weight, or how much energy you have, are important markers of your progress while you're doing the thing. Even though you haven't reached your ideal weight yet, you just lose point 0.1, point 0.2. That's already a progress. Even though no one knows about your progress, celebrate for yourself. No one even really cares about it. That is your own journey. And when you finally succeeded, that's the time that people will just appreciate you. And maybe they can do it, do the same journey as what you have. Number 6 is make health a lifestyle, not a diet. So that's what I'm saying. You don't have to stress out if you go beyond your ideal weight. As to me, I can go back to my ideal weight. If I go 53 kilos or almost 54, I just slowly change my diet and a little bit of workout more. Maybe I can just go outside and walk, especially the food. And food is life, though. You can't just abandon food right away. Slowly changing the diet and picking up, putting in your mouth the right food. Pick wisely, especially when you want to lose weight. Now, since I've decided to make it a lifestyle, that also made me build a habit. I didn't intentionally said to myself, look, we must do good habits, pick the right food, because that is my standards. So myself just get into it and then develop a habit, especially the working out habit though. It was lovely. That was one of my best decisions so far. So instead of focusing on short-term diets, create habits you can maintain for life. It could be workout and picking the right food, reading the back of the label, before you buy the food, how much kilocalories, how much you can get. Is there, the amount of trans fat that's in the food that you're about to buy. You have to read the food labels. A lifestyle approach allows for more flexibility and reduces stress. And once again, if you decided to be in the normal BMI in a certain weight range, since you've already listened to your body, you know already yourself that you can go back to it, because it's not a competition. It's not a like an Olympic game. You can always go back to it, because that is already your lifestyle. You just go beyond. You just eat more. You just have to like lessen it a little bit, but you still eat the food, your favorite foods. Just strike the balance. And deciding to be in a healthy lifestyle means, it's easier for you to be flexible and stay motivated. There will be times when life gets busy and you have special occasions. The very key to this, look, the very key to maintaining a standard weight, managing your weight, is bouncing back to your routine afterwards without guilt. You know, don't be angry with yourself when you overeat, because you did enjoy it. It's just that, when you remember your standards, you have to go back to your standards that you have decided to be committed to it in the first place. It's a matter of bouncing back. You don't have to be perfect. Life isn't perfect, life isn't fair, but you must know your agenda in the first place. So this is just in the area of weight management. So this could also be applied to other areas in life, but let's stick to the weight management. And lastly, it's important to surround yourself with positive influences. Like for example, if you want to quit drinking alcohol, you could hardly do this if you hang out with friends who love to drink alcohol like 4 times a week, 5 times a week, or it can be almost every day after work. It's hard to change, hang out with people who are opposite to your values, to your inspirations. So since you want to be healthy, hang out with people who wants to be healthy. Surround yourself with people who have a balanced approach to health and fitness. And this will keep you motivated and be grounded in that goal. And it's also important to stay inspired. Follow fitness and health influencers. If you ever have some influencers in the Instagrams that you're looking up to, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a good inspiration, though. These people will help you promote realistic and healthy relationship with food and exercise, avoiding extreme or harmful methods. So those influencers have diets and workouts which suit them. So when you follow them, not necessarily that you have to follow the same ideation, the same lifestyle as what they have. You could, it can help you create your own, because these are just your role model. You are two different people. All in all, it's just about balance and finding what works for you personally. That's what I'm going to tell you. You don't have to do the things that I do, but it's important to really, create something for yourself. Like make an ideal weight range or ideal BMI that you'd like to maintain. This is free country though. You can do anything you want with your life. It's just that if you have a goal, you have to stick to it. And since you want to stick to it, like you make it a lifestyle, you have to do it on your own way so that you can stick to it for the longest time, even for the rest of your life. A healthy mindset paired with sustainable habits is what leads a long-term satisfaction. So I'm telling you guys, embrace the process. Be patient with yourself and enjoy the journey of maintaining a healthy and happy body. You can create your own standards and stick to it with commitment with all of your heart. And now you can do it. By the way, if you ever love this episode today, you can follow me in YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, even in Amazon Podcasts. This is Anne, by the way, of Reinforce Me Club. Reinforce Me Club. And I do appreciate your time. Have a lovely day ahead. Thank you.